Gaffer, Northampton to come on Tuesday night, but first of all, if we look back to Saturday, our unbeaten run did come to an end in cruel circumstances, I would say, at Barnsley. But looking at the unbeaten run, you must be proud with how we had started 2024.
No, really proud. It's been a fantastic run of games. Obviously disappointed to, first and foremost, not win the game, because we're in such a good position. You look at the league table and it could be potentially 5 points. So disappointed at that, then disappointed that we didn't hold on for a point. But Barnsley put a lot of pressure on us, and a lot of it was down to us. We dropped too deep. Our wingers were far too deep. We had no out ball, couldn't get up the pitch. Conceded too many set plays. So sometimes you have to take your credit, but it was just fatigue. We get to half time and Sully's looking to come off because he's got a problem. Shaq, he's fatigued. Ollie O'Neill, it's his first start for the club. I thought he'd done brilliant. Ideally, we'd like to bring him off, but done fantastic to get through 90. Obviously, we're just lacking a couple of bodies at the moment. Losing Dan App after 14 minutes is not ideal. So we just get back at it today, rest them up, and there's going to be 3 or 4 changes for Tuesday because we just need to freshen up. I would have liked the fixtures, sometimes it's just pot looking at it. I would have liked the fixtures to be in Barnsley on the Tuesday and then play Port Vale on the Saturday, for Barnsley not to have a game. It was just that little bit too far for us, especially when they're bringing real good players at the top end of the pitch. So gutted. It's the first time I've been at this club that we've ever gone in front and lost. I was informed the other day, 50 games or something, so absolutely gutted. But it's part and parcel of the season. We've been through rough patches before. This is not a rough patch, it's just a blip. So we need to get back at 2 home games and a chance to get right back at it.
We are a young squad. When matches like Saturday do happen, how important is it that we learn lessons and take things away from them?
Well, learn because I've been there as a player. So when you're fatigued, don't drop. Use your voice, communicate, get other people to do the jobs around you, and make sure that you're doing your own job as well. So we just dropped off, and it's not, we're a high pressing team. We want to get up the pitch, but when you're giving their 3 centre halves time to pick passes out, whether that be a diag to Cosgrove, to step out and play an 8 on the outside of you, to play the wing backs, there's just too many questions asked of us and it's all because of our starting positions. The ball goes out of play, we don't work hard enough, or not hard enough because we're working hard, we just don't switch on quick enough to allow them to have an easy throw, and they get it, they throw it into the pitch. It's easy, we're not breaking up the game. So something that we've been really good over a long period of time. We just lack the basics. We've looked today in terms of our sprint distance for the first 45 minutes compared to the second 45 minutes, and a down, I think it was 45%. So that's a big turnaround. So I do think that fatigue played a big part of it, and tomorrow we'll be picking the freshest team possible.
On to Tuesday now, and I think when we played Northampton back in October, they were struggling towards the bottom of the table, but they're now in a really comfortable position in and around mid-table. How tough a challenge will they pose us?
Well, you have to give them a lot of credit because I think one place below us, I think. We think we're having a really good season because we had a bad start. They had not a good start. They've had a lot of injuries, very similar to us. And then they're in a really good position in the league. So you look at us, Northampton and Stevenage, we're doing really, really well. And you look at the other end of it for a newly promoted club, you look at Carlisle, it can be really tough. So I think John Braden and his staff have to take a lot of credit because they picked up a lot of points and beating some good teams, got a good point. I know Bolton was down to 10 men, but a good point on Saturday, so it'd be a difficult game. Every time we played Northampton, last year or the year before, it's been a tough game, so we expect the same.
As you say, 3 of the 4 promoted clubs from last year, of which we won, are doing really well. How much do you think maybe that mindset that we instilled last year is still continuing and present this year?
Well, I think when you win, it builds confidence, it gets unity and spirit in the group, but you still need quality to win football matches. You need quality, you need athleticism, you need a bit more size in this league, you need more athleticism in this league. And for me, you look at the league, Stevenage are probably winning it, we're second and Northampton are third, because the size of the clubs above us and the budgets and what they can go out in January and do, ourselves in Northampton can't do that. So I think that ourselves, Northampton, Stevenage have a terrific season. It's just now, what's gone is not important. how can we impact? How can we give it the best shot that we've possibly got? One, to get maximum points in these next 2 home games, and then if we can do that, you never know in football. Then we play Oxford away. You just never know. So it's important that I had a meeting with the players probably 2-3 weeks ago, and there will be slip-ups. You've seen it already. It's starting to happen now. The Peterborough have lost 3 on the bounce. A couple of clubs are slipping up. Portsmouth look like they've recovered from that slip-up, but there will be more. There will be more topsy-turvy times for them clubs ahead of us. So if they don't, well done to them and they deserve it. But if they do, we need to be there to pick up the pieces. So that's the important thing, that the fact that you don't allow teams to make mistakes and not be there to capitalise. We have to be ready.
You mentioned there's likely to be a couple of changes tomorrow. How are we looking team news-wise? Obviously, Dan went off in the first half, didn't he?
Yeah, Dan's obviously out. We'll have to wait and see how bad it is, but he'll definitely be 3 to 4 weeks, maybe more. Ruel won't be fit to play. Hamstring. Dan or Keown will start as centre forward. We just have to decide which one. Apart from that, Max Sanders will still probably be a week away.
And Theo
is going for a scan this afternoon. We tried to let it recover without going for a scan, but he'll have a scan this afternoon, but he won't be involved.
And just lastly, we always end on a message for the fans. Just a message for those who are heading down tomorrow night to get behind us.
I hope they realise how big these 2 home games are, and I know sometimes Tuesday night can be difficult after we've had 2 away games, but we need you. And for me, when players are fatigued, which we're going to pick the freshest team possible, but still that mentality of got a game, pick ourselves up, and supporters don't realise the mental energy it takes to prepare. You're talking Thursday evening, prepare right, all day Friday, prepare right, get the game, get your routine, how the game, what it takes out of you mentally. So we need you the next 2 games, and if you can push us that little bit extra, then it'll put us in a really good position. So push us as best you can, and if we can get good points return in these next 2 games, then let's see where it takes us.